All right, to the town manager.
Okay, I'll start off with board and committee and commission vacancies. There's one vacancy on the Architectural Preservation District Commission, one vacancy on the Cemetery Commission until the next annual town election, one vacancy on the Council on Aging, one regular member, and one associate vacancy on the Green Communities Committee, two vacancies on the Historical Commission, one member at large vacancy on the Open Space Committee, and one vacancy on the Personnel Committee. Anyone interested in any of these opportunities can fill out the volunteer application form that's found on the town website, complete it and return it to the Select Board's office. And if you have any questions on the roles and responsibilities, you can contact our office at 978-582-4130, extension 144. For employment opportunities with the town, the list is getting smaller, so that's exciting. Facilities custodian, 40 hours a week, a heavy equipment operator position for 40 hours a week, land use director, 40 hours a week, and a temporary administrative assessing assistant for 32 hours a week.
We're going to have a big party when we're full employment.
Yes. Information on these job opportunities can be found on the town website as well. An update on 925 Mass Ave. In speaking with our consultant, Joe McLaughlin of the Beta Group, he said that the EPA had received additional funding for brownfields and suggested we could use some additional funding to do some water and soil testing in the areas that were slightly above the standards. So I reached out to the EPA to ask for this additional funding for this purpose. We met virtually with Jim Byrne of the EPA on Friday, and they thought they definitely could do this scope of work for the town. Joe provided them a scope of work with all the associated components, and we're hoping to hear soon on the official approval. Joe will also be filing an immediate response action, which is also called an IRA, completion report that is required by the Mass DEP that details activities completed at the site. For updates on bids and RFPs, the assistant town manager and I are in the review process for requests for proposals for data collection services for the assessing department for fiscal 25 through fiscal 27, and a request for qualifications for owner's project manager services for the Marshall Park project related to the construction work that would be paid through the park grant and ARPA funds. Both should be finalized shortly. The assistant town manager is also working with the facilities director on an invitation for bids for the town hall roof replacement project. Invitation for bids for the Flat Hill Culvert project will be advertised on February 27th, and bids will be due March 27th. An invitation for bids for road materials is due on February 21st. And the request for quotations for personal property maintenance and utility appraisal services was due on February 8th. We received one proposal from RRC for $21,100 for fiscal 25, $22,600 for fiscal 26, and $23,200 for fiscal 27. The assistant town manager has notified RRC that have been awarded the bid. So this is the company that we have been using for this service. So, and we've been happy with their service. FEMA decision on September storm reimbursement. I received a call yesterday from the Executive Office of Public Safety notifying us that FEMA denied the state's request for reimbursement for the September storms, saying the impact was not of such severity and magnitude as to be beyond the capabilities of the state and affected local governments and volunteer agencies. The state does plan on appealing the decision of FEMA and working with their federal partners to advocate for a reimbursement. The state did appropriate $5 million in the fall for the September storms, so there is a chance Lunenburg and the other affected communities will receive reimbursement through the state through that funding. The town's request for this to FEMA was for $75,000. Also, a FEMA-related update. This is for reimbursement for COVID-19 related expenses. Through the fire department, we received the reimbursement paperwork for COVID-19 related expenses that were submitted over 3 years ago, totaling $66,788. This is from FEMA. When these funds will be received, they will be taken in as a local receipt and go towards the closeout balance at the end of the fiscal year they are received. For our fiscal '25 budget updates, I was notified by our Maya Health Insurance Senior Account Representative on February 5th that our final rate increase would be a 5.7% increase for active health insurance plans for town and school employees. As you may recall, the estimate given to us earlier this year was a 10% increase, and then the estimate was revised when Maya released their rate range in January to 6.6%, and so this final number is 5.7%. Tammy Crockett from Monty Tech notified me that the school committee reviewed a budget that would be a 3.75% increase, which equates to $44,256 that we could use for a preliminary number. The school committee, Monty Tech School Committee, will be voting on their budget at their March 6th meeting. Update on electricity supply. Working with our energy broker, Tradition Energy, they solicited pricing for a new contract that would be effective starting November of 2024, when our current contract for aggregation expires. Based on the pricing received, we will be securing a contract with BP this week, and that will be close to 11.77 cents per kilowatt hour for 48 months.
What is it?
And I say close to is because when we get the pricing, within days, it can fluctuate.
What is it currently?
11.868, I think it's done. So it's less. And that's why looking to lock in for a long period of time. Update on grants from the fire department. They received an emergency management performance grant for $3,500 for replacing 2 cold water rescue suits and accessories for the inflatable rescue boat sled, and $18,800 for the firefighter safety grant to update 3 power saws and 3 portable radios that would replace obsolete ones. That's all my updates in my report.